A warm welcome to another episode of the Real Queer Talk with myself, Tholo, the Inimitable one, Motaung. And today I'm once again in the mother city. It is CapeTown. And I had to come back here because that's where the gold is. So I needed to get the fine one, the refined one, when it comes to drag performers. And the two that I have today are the well-established ones. So the one on my closer left, right here, the pretty one with a beautiful smile.
For now, I've got a cavity. We'll break in a couple of months.
Sorry, said couple of minutes.
Okay. This is Propriette, also known as the art on legs, is born and bred in Cape Town. Ina is a drag artist and entertainer who has been captivating audiences since 2016. So Ina has been around, all right. Ina has great stages at the inaugural Dancing with the Queens, Latin American and ballroom competition. Since then, it has been a dazzle of awesome performances and also fierce energy. But Ina is not alone here today. We've got with me here on my far left, right?
Okay, far. It is like fantastic.
We are nog alles die bio.
We've got Manila von Teez, and Manila has grown. I don't even think has grown. Manila is definitely a formidable performer on drag scene here locally, and of course, Manila performs internationally as well. And Manila has achieved a variety of pageantry titles and also performed in various stages. Manila is a prominent figure in the South African vibrant drag scene. Besides performing, we have seen Manila also on the reality show. In fact, both of them on the reality show. Bila Queen Van de Kap, and also Manila is on the Toli on Manila show. Can you say it right?
The Toli
Yeah.
in Manila show.
Ah, there you've got it. So today,
Normally I
we've got that here.
shouted. I was like, that was so demure.
It really mine.
Yeah, and welcome to the
Thank you so much.
Real Queer Talk. So I thought I should have you guys here because I needed to understand what drag is really about, right? So it's a personal thing, but I know a lot of viewers also would like to know what drag is all about. But to kickstart the conversation, I just want to check with you what drag means to you personally.
I think, do you want to go?
No, it's just like you're going in the first kiss.
I was like, yo, heaviness. But I think drag means so much to all of us differently because, I mean, drag helped us out of different situations. Sometimes we find ourselves in such dark places, and sometimes just that one event where you were in drag and you were surrounded by a certain type of energy, a certain round of people, that it just make you snap and realize, oh, I need to pivot and view my way completely different in order for me to navigate my life into a better and positive way.
Yeah.
And that could be once in a lifetime. That could be almost sometimes every week for us, because sometimes our weeks can be so crazy that you find yourselves in ups and downs, over and rounds, almost every single week.
Yeah.
So it's that one drag show or that one moment where you're rehearsing with someone, or there's one moment where you taking a picture with someone and someone just posted randomly and you see it and it's like, oh, this is why I do what I do.
I agree with that. I think drag is, at its core, a very subjective art form. So everyone's experience of it is unique and special. And you kind of have to be a little bit of a submissive to drag, because you have no control of who you are once you step into it for the first time. You learn that control gradually because we've now had to work as characters. But I think what drag means to me the most is that it's just allowed me to be a better man, dare I say. It taught me a lot about my own masculinity and my own ideas of masculinity versus femininity, and how toxic that used to be, and how it continues to develop and change, even though I've been doing drag since 2016 now. It's still an ongoing process. So I enjoy that about drag.
And I would dare say it's been an incredible journey for you guys, because we've seen how, you grew from where you started to where you are now. It like every time one sees you perform, one can never say this is what I'm going to see. Because like you keep us on our toes, like, okay, what are they bringing now? What are they bringing now? How did you get to a point of saying, actually, I'm doing this for this?
I think for me,
Or
it was
professionally, so if I should
probably
put
for
it that
me, it was
way.
more earlier than that probably was for you.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you said it on Pura also, where you were like, you constantly have to reinvent yourself because whoever's the new girl in the scene or coming up, I was compared to Manila,
Yeah.
like harshly
Yeah.
in the scene, and who's Manila? Manila who? And I'm like, but I don't even know this bitch. Can we?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
why don't you know? Why haven't we compared?
Sorry, I didn't want to say Manila.
What kind of pressure might be given?
Yeah, I mean, I was just like, that was how I stepped into the scene. And
Yeah.
it was a hard comparison, and it was weird because Manila was one of those queens I used to watch in like Chapini streets.
Yes.
Swinging from that one little cable.
I almost broke my ankle between that cable.
So she was someone I was just so intimidated by. And then when I
Yeah.
worked with her, it was a different energy because then I understood that even though you're a professional in the industry, you can have a piece of you that is just a little gay boy or nerd, you know? And I think that's where we connected. That's why we connect outside of drag as well.
Yeah.
So for me, when I took it like, oh, this is something, I'm going to be honest, that's kind of like recently.
Is it?
Yeah, when we started filming Beulah, I was just like fed up with corporate life and this hustle and bustle because I was just like, I don't think this is in my path.
Yeah,
Some people are made for the white picket fence, go to university, get married, have children. That's some people's life. That was just never mine. And I knew that early on already, but I kept trying to morph into that. And once I was like, you know what, this is not mine.
Yeah.
It became a career for me and something that I can like seriously take a lot further than I even thought I could.
How liberating was that for you?
It's still liberating because I'm still learning.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you'll say the same thing. You are still learning.
Yeah.
Every single day I step into drag, I learn something new about myself.
Yeah.
This past weekend. But listen.
I think we can save the best for last. We're coming back to the repeat. For you, Manila, when you decided to say, look, now I'm taking this professionally.
Okay, so
I'm
I think
embracing
it
it.
was probably for me, it was probably just before SS's Got Talent. I think that is probably where I was like, okay, fine. If I'm going to take this opportunity or enter this competition or even think about it,
Yeah.
you need to at least know after this, you need to work.
Mm.
And I think it has been that, but obviously after the situation, you kind of realize that maybe that wasn't what was the goal
Okay.
at that time.
Yeah.
But now the goal now is also redefining who you are, not who your drag is. Redefining who you are so that you can be a comfortable person with all the evolution that you constantly do. Because oftentimes, this is pieces that you lose of you.
Yeah.
Because it's growth. It's growth.
Right.
So now you lose constantly, and then you end up with the smallest version of yourself. So now you realize, but also, listen, I am actually not happy with this final version of myself. So regrowing myself had to happen. And I think that happened kind of after SS's Got Talent. And I think now I'm at a place where I can say, okay, fine. No, I don't deal with this. I don't deal with that. I don't deal with that. I don't deal with that. So I'm going to be happy.
Yeah.
And my drag now makes me happy where I can say, okay, fine. Let's not do something weird.
Yeah.
Let's not do something crazy. Let's not do something this. Let's not do something that. And it's not more so boxed.
Yeah.
I love to try new things. That's why I also love hanging around Ina because Ina is such a creative where I was like, so you now just gonna wear black bags?
Just like that?
It's like, okay, next thing I have black bags as eyebrows. That's fine now. Okay, I'll cut black bags up into eyebrows. That's. But I mean, that is also why it's so nice to also be around queer artists because it's not just about just being around each other. It's also that vibration of creativity that you kind of bounce off of one another.
Yeah.
And it's it's a song. At this
Yeah.
point, it's literally a song. When you're around a whole lot of people, we're just laughing and we're just going on and we're just talking about stuff.
Yeah.
That is a vibration about just creativity being amongst each other.
Yeah, and that is incredible. And also what comes to mind is you are a household name, right? And I think that's why, any other drag performer that comes out will always be compared to say, but Manila, and that says you have set a certain standard. Was that intentional, and what does it mean to you when when the young ones are sort of directed to you as the blueprint of what drag is?
Hey, tail light.
Say the purple break. Pink fish. Okay, that is the right term. The pink fish.
Being friend.
Manila, just be original.
We're discovering now.
No, I think. Sorry, what was the question again? Because I've laughed.
Yeah. So you've been referred to as the pink print of what drag is. What does that mean to you? And was it perhaps intentional that things can turn out this way?
No, I was more focused on wanting to be a visual representation of queer people of color
Okay.
in the industry.
Yeah.
That I didn't really full-heartedly focus on the impact that I would have on people coming up in the drag career,
Yeah.
as using drag as an art.
Mm-hmm.
So I was focusing so hard on breaking barriers down, being in that space, being in that space, being in that space, being in that space, that I didn't realize, but also your focus also needs to pivot and also know that, you know what, there is other people coming up and also they need the guidance, but also, young people are so stubborn.
I'm learning that now. I was like, oh my God, was I this kind of thing? Jesus.
Only realizing it now. Give me the Manila gray hair.
No, also, yes, Sesteg. Yes, Sesteg.
She can be equal amount of grade.
You can still swoop to do your hair to the side and no one clocks it. I have to literally shave the sides off so no one clocks the gray. Crazy town. No, so I now have a lot more time where I can say, okay, fine, let me just sit and now absorb all the new talent that's coming up so that I can also say, listen, you doing great, you doing great, you doing great, you doing great. And also just give the flowers in order for there to be the next generation after them where they feel like oftentimes we just get blindsided by just not being included or feel included. Like I sometimes walk into spaces where I feel so uncomfortable and overlooked, but yet I still have to be present in those spaces because no one else would probably be or would have been there if it wasn't. No, it's not because it wasn't for me, but I was placed there. I was placed there for a reason.
For a purpose, yeah.
So I can't flake out of that purpose that I am placed in that. So sometimes my uncomfortability has to be something that I have to kind of navigate because in rooms I do feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But I have to navigate it so that I know I'm working for a bigger goal.
Is that because you? Oh no, so
No.
It sounds like a lot to hold on your shoulders. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It feels like a lot of responsibility.
It does.
And I mean, it's just what you guys don't see about Manila is just this bitch never stops working, like ever. So her what do you call it? Default setting.
Yeah.
Her default settings is to go. Not everyone's in tune with that. Like, it's something that is both intimidating, but at the same time inspiring about her work because what she delivers is of good quality. So I think, it's nice.
So that could be one of the reasons also you've been able to be so consistent in the game for so many years. Right?
No, it is that. It is that.
Yeah.
But it's also not just consistency. I love drag. I'm obsessed with drag.
Yeah.
Like I would go to a drag show and actually just be there and just go for the girls. Go for the girls because it can be for the girl.
I have video footage.
I think that's the thing, and that's why I probably have lost it probably so long, because I just enjoy drag.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I feel stuck, I just say, so what is the love?
Mm.
And then I realize, okay, fine. It's making a garment, constructing a concept, visualizing the concept, then putting the concept in life, and then
Yeah.
seeing the concept, and then there you have a product of you feeling like, oh, fine, what is next? How do I now maneuver myself next? How do I evolve? How do I? It's literally starts with like a small seed. It's
Yeah.
like literally like, okay, fine, I'm gonna just go to the fabric store, find fabric.
Yeah.
Tomorrow it's a full-on performance.
Yeah. Talking about crafting concepts, right? Particularly for you, as a designer as well, how has that been advantageous for you to be able to create the kind of looks that you want? And how easy is it for you to get to? Now this is the one.
This is the thing. This is the thing. I feel like I have such an advantage to like it's
I'm trying to put sunglasses on like this.
But also there is a lot of girls that do so, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of girls like Ina. There was one
Tread
time-
lightly.
no, hold on. There was one day
Yeah.
I was doing my makeup, and Ina promised someone a skirt.
Okay.
Ina said, Manila, I'm gonna go with you to the event, but I need to come and sew it by you because I need to finish the skirt because I promised
That's
a skirt to someone.
Yeah.
So now how my room is set up is my makeup is there, like a vanity situation, and now she's on the mannequin,
skirt. Oh my
mannequin situation right here. Now she is just shearing this. She is just shearing the fabric. I'll say that. No, she's a draper. I've discovered Ina's a draper.
Never said.
Ina's a draper. It needs to be on a mannequin, and she just drapes it and
When
and
I
puts
sew
it
at home.
and then hand sew it, and then maybe sews it sometimes. No, but that's true. But I mean, she's a draper, and I just sat there and I'm doing my makeup, but now also in my peripheral, I can see what's going on here. But we're talking still in the interim, and I look over and I'm like, that's a skirt. That's a skirt. I was like, this is crazy town. This is crazy town. There I knew, okay, fine. This may be chaos, madness, and confusion at first, nah? But there is a concept where it comes through. And I was like, nah, you gonna probably...
I think when it comes to creating like garments, for example, Manila is, I think that ultimately is craft before drag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that is something she really like taps into. You can't speak to her. She zones out. She's like, "Michi pins." Like she literally have a video of her sewing like randomly. No, in the middle of the club, she pulled out a needle and thread and started fixing a hole in my jersey in the club one night. That's the type of shit. That's her craft.
Yeah.
It's not mine.
Yeah.
So to me, when I sew, it's because I know that skirt was made for someone else. I'm 100% sure that bitch didn't wear that skirt at all. Because I know I would be comfortable wearing that. But I'm not comfortable producing something for other people in that way. So I think I have the privilege in that sense of having garments and crafting things become something that's very personal.
Yeah.
So I love styling things. I love going to thrift stores and just seeing how I can put things together that doesn't cost money. That's where I thrive in that realm.
Yeah.
Whereas Manila, she truly is just like, I almost said a mile now.
So that no. But still on that one, let's talk about how expensive or cheap drag is.
Take cheap out of the equation.
Yeah, because even going to a thrift store becomes expensive.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think what I think about costs of drag, it depends on, again, what is your craft? Because drag is such a multifaceted art form that there's no one thing that you should be good at. But some people are blessed that they just have a gift for certain things. And for me, I think I have the privilege of being very innovative. I can use whatever's in this room now to put a look together. You know what I mean? So that's my gift to the world and to myself. So I don't think it needs to cost a lot of money. So I can get away, but also my drag style, I can get away with
Her name is Inappropriate. Her name is Inappropriate. She really put the of it, but we can take ice cube holders and put it across my titties and put a apple between my legs and hold it there and say, bitch, I'm gagging.
This creativity in everything.
Yeah.
Is.
I have learned because that's how I started drag. I didn't start drag with money. I was a student. So I learned from that time already that Chinatown is my best friend. And I can make something out of nothing.
Yeah.
And she's the same. She's very crafty in her own way.
I am a little bit.
This bitch walks straight to the sequin fabrics and the beaded fabrics at the back of the
No,
fabric
but it's
store.
because I mean it's less effort. It's like it's
not less
Right.
yeah. I mean you know the feel, the vibe, the emotion.
I'm not gonna lie. It feels good
Yeah.
to step into Manila's here.
And the thing is that it's heavy. It's just when you walk there, it just sways with is that. It makes it
Count sovereign.
Yeah, Count was sovereign. That was a perfect example. The way you kicked it and that bitch just twirled around like that.
Because I was feeling it.
Yeah. And I can imagine that it boosts the confidence as well.
100%.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I had that gown on also that.
Wow.
So it was crazy. So
Yeah.
I think we can balance off each other.
Yeah, very well.
I'm doing drag
And
one.
also,
Oh no.
Also-
Bring up that pictures.
let's talk about the art of makeup.
Okay.
Right? Because it's always off the hook. And I think what I've also paid attention to is how you are able to variate it when you do like your corporate gigs and when you do like a club performance. Like it fits so perfectly, you know, when you do it for a production as well, like a TV production, like you balance it so well. What goes behind the art of makeup?
Well, you will probably be more versed in this conversation because you are a makeup artist.
Yeah.
That's true. But I'm also a self-taught makeup artist. What I've learned about makeup is very technical. So I've applied that to myself because I'm not necessarily someone that has the flawless skin and the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've had to really learn what makeup does and how it does it in order to be able to do that. So I've learned from photos that, okay, maybe not that much powder under the eye. Okay, maybe not that much blush. Instead, it's two colors opposite.
You are saying that
You know?
that much blush and you sometimes only wear blush?
I do only...
What? Yeah.
I don't even contour really anymore. So, but like, it's makeup also develops and changes as time goes. You see, makeup is always in constant development. But this, like, well, at least to me, but this, it just looks the same the whole time. But what I like about makeup is that everyone gets in on it. So it's always it's a nice thing. In a where it goes.
And it's black. Anyway.
So this is exactly it. But I think what I enjoy about makeup is that it's always a conversation because I mean it's the first thing people see about you as a drag queen. So
Yeah.
if they're not impressed by that, they won't be impressed by anything else. You can be you can do how many backflips and jump splits and dips and spins. If your gefrit is bastard,
That's
get the
it.
fuck here.
Don't take the bottom.
It doesn't have the same energy. Yeah. So how you look is important, and makeup is step number one.
Yeah.
As a drag queen.
Yeah.
So I mean, you've had your journey with makeup as well. Art of the lip. I said this to Manila. She comes
share
from
with
a time
us.
for drag where it's
But it
such
was
quintessential.
Where it was just foundation and a little colorful eye
Yeah.
and then a lash and a lip and there you go. That is the time I came from.
Yeah.
Having to evolve your
It's been a journey.
working out what powders work for you and also being a girl of color, you know the powders didn't work for the girl of color. The powders didn't work for the girls of color. But after a while, like even seeing like Manila Luzon's makeup tutorial for the first time on YouTube, that is when I was like, okay, fine. There's at least a guide. And then all these tutorials started coming up. And then YouTube literally became your hub of like figuring out like makeup. And that's how I learned.
Yeah, YouTube is my drag mom as well.
Yeah.
100%.
But I mean, I have a background in sketching and designing and coloring, so I at least have that background. So
Instead of
that
color
kind-
coordination. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is because
We both did a year of fashion design.
I 2 years, bitch.
Excuse me. That's why she can drop two suits and I live on.
3 years.
Give respect. And the hair, how complicated does it get to be?
The hair.
Yeah.
No, I'm a go-to just bust down and just keep it moving. But sometimes I do like a styled wig. But Inna is more style wig.
No, let's just start here. Manila comes from an era where all you had to do was just straighten that wig and go on stage.
Yeah.
That's how I got to know. I think she still finds comfort in that, but now it's human.
Lovers.
There's levels. Yeah, there's levels to the shit.
You know, I at least know when there's something big happening in your life, buy yourself a human hair wig. So that you
An
can.
investment.
No, it's more of remembering the moment.
Oh.
So I rather say if this great happens, okay, fine. Buy yourself a human hair wig so that you can constantly remind yourself of that moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because you're gonna take care of it.
Yeah.
So whenever you take care of it, you're gonna be reminded of that specific moment.
I will say her first human hair, the red one, it's not in a good state, guys. Because she didn't know how to give it that.
Sweetness.
But now,
Yeah.
the girl is waving. She's combing it out. She's cleaning the lace. She's the girl. When it comes to me, I'd be a little bit more in fault. That was a bold joke. Like,
Give it to it's fine.
Yeah, no,
Right?
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. As always to myself about someone that is not of the cause, they would always, the cause. The cause that always come for the girls. Of the cause.
you spoke about wigs.
Mm.
We just did Tholo Manila.
Yeah.
And I worked on set as a makeup artist and hairstylist for that show.
Yeah.
And that was a crazy week. I never knew that I could do that. And Barry and Manila were like, no, you can.
Yeah.
But not like in a way like, no, do it. You can do it. In a way that's just like, you can do this. Just
Yeah.
do it, please.
It showed the
when Leslie-
confidence they have in you.
Yeah, 100%. And I didn't have that in myself.
Yeah.
So it was something I needed to apply. And because there was time and it was pressure, I kind of like working in that environment. So it fueled me. And like the weeks that we came up with the show, some of it is like, what the fuck were we doing? And the others are like,
Wow.
oh, we could do that.
Karen is like, Macy. Sometimes when they put the wig on my head, it's like,
Yeah. There was a few times I put the wig on her head and she
You've
was
outdone yourself.
yeah. Oh, no, there was one. I loved it. I was like, clown down. Clown down. Because I also had the bottom lash and the
I remember.
I was like,
But I loved it. It was, you see, it's also perspective.
it is.
So take us through a typical preparation for a show, or, like a typical stuff that you have to go through the
It
planning.
depends on the show, I feel.
Yeah.
Like if even within a show now, at the Blueprint show, at
Yeah.
the Baxter, that is preparation long before, because that is like a day, then 2 days, right?
Yeah.
That is like you have to do that show over and over again. It's the same show, obviously, over and over.
Yeah, it's the same show, but I mean, preparing for Blueprint is a little bit crazy because I've had to deal with a lot of administrative responsibilities as well, which I did not intend. So that took a lot of time and energy away from the creative process. But how my creative process usually works is I kind of have like a storyline structure I like to show, but again, it depends on the show.
Yeah.
For brunch or something, I like to choose 3 songs that define versatility, for example.
Okay.
Like I'll do a ballad and I'll do a dance number and I'll do something quirky. Just to balance the show.
It would be probably Lil Kim.
In an answer. Why not?
Show you back. Okay. Let me show you your crack.
Yeah.
You knew. I mean, what's the problem to over here? But no, that's my process is what I do enjoy a lot from performing, because I don't think that's my goal with drag is performing necessarily. So when I do perform, I like to tell a story.
Okay.
Whatever that story may be. I think I learned that from dance with interpreting technique and things in a specific way there was this video where they gave like 3 professional dancers the same choreography, same basic choreography, and each of them did it like completely differently.
Whoa.
And that's just based on story and how you want to tell a story with the same piece of choreography.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful experience, and I carried that into drag. So I think how I perform depends on the day. What mood am I in? Am I in a good mood? Am I in a sad mood? Do I want to tell this from a perspective of someone who's just lost their husband, or do I want to tell the perspective of someone who just lost their husband? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a very big difference, and it's in the nuances. So it's that. But ask me to read the script now, it's over. No. No.
Also, yes. No, give me a script. Anyone, give me a script. 6 months ahead of time.
And don't ask it to do it in American.
But also, can you do it in audiobook so I can listen to it on my AirPods?
Yeah, that's how I prepare for the show. She has got a different process.
No, I think it's, for me, it probably starts with a concept. I think it starts there, and I am a intensely like visual person. So I see everything happening with my eyes closed, and then I work it out from there. So I first probably see the costume, and then I see, okay, fine, now I have a storyline, and I need to go from that moment to that moment. So then I kind of then work out the choreography. Then I work out with Tyler sometimes. Then I say, Tyler, this is where I dive. This is where I come to life. This is where I need to be in hell, jubileeing. And then this is where I now tell the people, like, this is where
And this is what Tyler says. Great, let's do it.
let's do it. 6, 7, let's go.
I'm having that idea already now, so he's just so open.
It's also his energy is always like, just go. Just go. There's never a feeling of doubt. There's never a feeling of, yeah, let's just work out what else can we do? If it's not working, what else can we do?
Yeah.
Not figuring out, okay, fine, why is the problem not working?
Yeah.
Let's just fix it. And that's what's great about him. But I feel like for me, it's different when I'm just on stage doing a show.
Okay.
Like then I just pick a song,
Yeah.
and then if my emotion feels going that way, because I have very much control over my body. That's why I can't do Vogue Femme, because Vogue Femme is like releasing like yourself and just being fluid.
Yeah.
I think that's why I probably translate more to old way, where it's a little bit more structured, because I like to know where my body's going.
Oh, okay.
So that is a fun thing for me, just to just let it go on the fly and just whatever. But when you do like a show on a big stage,
It's such a broad question now that I think of it.
Yes.
Because you're talking about ballroom now, which is also a form of performance.
Yeah.
And it's a different type of drag performance. Like she would do Sex Siren
Yeah.
at a ball. And I'm just like, I would never do Sex Siren.
Yeah.
But in drag, I'm naked at least 80% of the time. I know that's not the point of Sex Siren, but I'm saying like it's just you tap into different things based on the context of the situation.
Yeah.
And we have different methods for each
For
way.
each of them.
but that's also why I like doing different things, because I also find comfort in the uncomfortability. Because sometimes I push myself so much in a space where, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm here. So what mechanism do I have to navigate myself in a way to at least show up and show up?
Yeah.
And I mean, that is probably one of my strengths in myself, to be able to do that.
Anything you should
Say, Mercy, mutant.
and so anything you've told yourself that this I will never do. It's like,
Heroin. Joke away.
Only toes. No.
I would never do.
What I'll never do.
I think inherently drag is just not a sexual thing for me.
Ah.
So anything sexual, whether it's prostitution or anything sexual, I don't think I will be able to do that, because that's not a drag thing for me.
But also she's a clown. Who would find her sexy?
You'd be surprised, bitch. There's some interesting this season. There's not clothing.
Clock Natty. Clock Betty. I don't know. I would do anything for $1.
Tala make the hala.
$1 makes $1. I watch out. No, I think over the years I've come to dislike a lot of things, but I mean, but that is also so it's like small things.
Okay.
Like, and also how you grow, you tend to dislike different things,
that's
and
true.
then you tend to like revert back to maybe I disliked you for different reasons, so you come back and now you kind of like it.
Yeah.
Like, I like ice cream again, but I mean it's so bad for me. I mean it's like I'm in the toilet for like 3 hours, but then I go back and I eat more ice cream. Like, oh, why would you put yourself through so much torture? Because you like something.
Yeah.
So Manila's point is, Tala make a hala.
I get it. I get it. And any moments that you felt that, okay, this was just an embarrassing moment? You know, when you look back in one of your performances.
Why is this question so pointed right now? Huh?
Just curious.
I just got back from Joburg, and the thing is with Joburg, it's so different to Cape Town. Let me preface this by saying the right thing.
Yeah.
Joburg is very different
Yeah.
to Cape Town.
Yeah.
I think in Cape Town, people are a little bit spoiled when it comes to drag. So drag is around every corner, and you can't do anything to impress anyone, apparently. So when you go to Joburg...
And that's what I always say, that when you want drag, go to Cape Town.
100%. Like, the girls really work.
Like, yeah.
It's more packed. There's a passion and a deep rooted
It's cultural.
soul of drag.
It makes sense why.
It roots in every single one that is born here.
Yeah.
Cape Town is a very uniquely queer culture that even through drag, because that's just a facet of queer culture,
Yeah.
that it is it's definitively a unique experience in Cape Town. And I think one of the Joburg girlies asked me once, like, what do the Cape Town girlies think of Joburg people? And I'm like, we don't think about you guys because we don't do drag the same way, which is fine because that's important that we don't have the same thing happening.
Yeah.
Drag is very cultural here. So, not saying that it's not culture there.
But I mean,
There's a different
you said it rightfully
energy.
that you're doing it differently.
It is. When you go to Joburg, you truly feel like these people are appreciative of the effort that you put in, which is not necessarily what we get here. Not that it's a bad thing, but that's how it is. So when I went to Joburg this past weekend,
wait. Can you remember what happened in Joburg? I've never heard you laugh like that before.
I think there's a recollection of memory here.
no, there's absolutely no recollection. Anyone who knows me knows my memory sucks. But all I can say is I had a few times. Thank you, Joburg.
Guys, I want embarrassing moments.
Okay, what
I was ridiculously drunk. That was the thing.
Performing drunk or
Performing drunk.
God.
That was the problem to me. So I'm like in my 1 week of just like, let me just hate myself this week so that I can get over it. But next week I will laugh at it.
So what actually
won't make
happened
the same mistakes.
that made you feel the way you feel?
Tequila. I don't know, actually. I think what made me feel the way is because I respect what I do a lot, especially after Beulah. I had a lot more appreciation for the effort, and I like putting in the effort, if that makes sense. And that's what I did. I prepared so well and so early. I was done an hour early before I had to be at the venue.
Yeah.
I was so ready for this gig. Then I got there and like it just fell out of my hands, so to speak. But that's just my experience of it. Other people were having a good time. I wasn't disrespectful to
So
anyone.
do you feel that your delivery was not up to your standard?
Yeah, I don't feel like they paid for me. I don't feel like I gave
What they
a
paid
good,
for.
I don't feel like what paid for was worth.
This is all of our struggles though. I sometimes feel get off to even sometimes a Thursday gig. It's like sometimes just your energy, your presence is enough. Like you can perform whatever. Sometimes we also know I need a day off. I'm actually also here to just have a fun time with all of you because also, girl, shit is going down.
Yeah.
I just need to have a fun time.
People embrace
So
that
they
energy.
embrace that energy.
Yeah.
And that is also enough. We must stop beating ourselves up so much about your I should have done this and I should have done
I
more of that.
think it just taps into how we said earlier that yes, drag is subjective, but you touched on how drag is such a personal thing. It's drag is a documentation of one's mental process, journey. 100%, you get to see it visually through a drag queen. So that's why drag queens develop, and usually if they're stuck in one place, you can tell, okay, it's Khati and somebody's gonna, well, that's a deeper conversation for another day, but that's how I experience drag. It's very therapeutic. So when I see things like that happen to myself, I know that it's an internal issue, and I don't have to displace that onto other people. So I can take responsibility for not necessarily being professional, but I can move on saying that everyone had a fucking bad day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so Manila,
Beautiful.
embarrassing moments?
I think this covers what you talking towards the ethos. I don't look at it back as an embarrassing moment.
Okay.
In the moment, it was an extremely embarrassing moment. You know, we came off on South Africa's Got Talent. So it's weird how I had to constantly tell the story. So we had our dress rehearsal earlier. So there's just like, they put like a sheet over the floor so that it doesn't get scuffed because it's a white sheet. So I had steps, I come down, and rehearsal was going. So I'm in full glam, wig on, costume
Already.
for dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
So that is that.
Do you makeup for the dress rehearsal?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, that you the makeup assistant.
So they want to see how it's going.
The lighting.
Yeah.
The lighting.
Yeah.
Oh.
So 9 o'clock, I'm already in full makeup.
9 a.m.
9 a.m.
Jeez.
Because we film kind of around 5 o'clock.
Sure.
So then 9 o'clock, you do a run of the whole show, and then you get lunch, and then you start the whole show.
Okay.
I was in that makeup and wig the whole time.
Sweet.
We know sweating happens, you stressing, you standing backstage,
Right.
there's no air, nothing happens.
Yeah.
So I did not think that I need to go glue my wig back
I
down.
get
Yeah, nice because I just did it. I trauma. So I didn't glue my wig back down. And in the performance, I do a cartwheel. So when I walked on stage, they said, Manila, can you just move over? And they start, because that was the first performance. They pulled the sheet off
the floor.
the floor. I walked onto the steps, and I knew this over. Either I'm gonna break an ankle on national TV or break an elbow on national TV.
Sure.
And I came down the steps, and then when the cartwheel happened, so I cartwheeled low in order for me to prep myself. So with me cartwheeling low, I literally grabbed the hair that was on the floor.
Oh.
And when I pushed
To
myself
balance
up,
with.
yeah,
There was
she snapped, and she was, and I was like, there is no way that you are. And this is the thing, I held on to that wig also thinking by laying back, I can still figure her out. I did all the things with her in my hand. Because I came here, so what I think, I was like, no man,
It's not
no
happening.
damn, not today. I still ran to go get my moment with the host and presenter.
Yeah.
And I said, F-U-C-K.
Shame.
I mouthed it because I was just like, what
What
just
just
happened?
happened?
And then I ran to my wig and tried to figure it out. And I was like, yo, you look a mess. On national TV. But for me,
I was with friends watching that on the couch live, and we all just went,
Oh my word.
she did that on purpose.
no, everyone ran. As I ran backstage, everyone was like, I'm flipping her and see.
So they thought he did it on purpose.
It was so like, viewers, oh God, you were the wild card. So because the song was Break Free and it was talking about breaking free, and now we came off.
Yeah.
I think I read an article that we were like, it's about breaking free and about just, life gives you these things in your life and you just need to push through. I was like, this bitch knew she was going to do that.
She knows more. Yeah.
It was not planned. It was not planned.
That's how you make
So how then do you come back from there? Because I can imagine to a certain extent it sort of, shake your self-esteem or confidence.
I just now found stronger glue and now buff my hair a little bit more intensely so that people will know that she's like going.
And it's human eyes not that heavy.
Also, I do put a few bundles in, and a little bit of
Low base. Slow base. No forward flips. No forward flips. Just sideways.
very gaggy.
Yeah.
Very that.
Yeah. And you've worked with other international stars from the RuPaul Drag Race.
Yeah, we both have. You've also
You as well. Yeah.
we both have.
So for you guys, when you get into spaces with people at that level, it actually can be affirming to you that you are international. What does it mean to you?
I think the craziest one was for me, probably for West Manila.
It was on. Yeah, I was with you on that. You were just in the corner,
I was
completely fangirling.
wild. I didn't want to talk to nobody. Everyone was like,
Yeah.
Manila, what's going on? I was like, I just don't know.
She was scared to even look at me. That
I was just there, and I was like standing there like,
is that because that's like literally you named yourself after Manila?
gang.
That's crazy.
I had the same experience meeting Manila von Teez.
100%.
Same experience.
Yeah.
Like probably can't talk, barely even audible.
Yeah.
Like just probably a wet sobbing mess on the floor.
My word. It makes sense though.
Because it's where I feel like I understood what my character was. Because for me, it needs to be a concept,
Yeah.
but it also needs to be kind of sexy and,
I see.
very like a little bit seductive and so, but it has to have some sort of, it needs to work
balance.
all the way around.
I see that. I think with the international queens coming through, what we learn a lot is that like these are just business people.
But is he gonna go there?
Yeah. No, like it's true. I mean, I think the same lens is put on us now, whereas this expectation of where we kind of have to always be social. I'm not a very like extroverted person. If you really know me, I'm quite reserved and quite quiet actually. I'm just funny.
No, guess what? Some depends on the space you're in.
In your safe spaces, you feel like more comfortable to just be, because sometimes it's exhausting to be around people where they're just taking your energy.
Because they expect so much, and it's not fair of us to like deny them of that, because I mean they've learned to love us through a TV show, whatever the case may be. So you always want to be polite and be that person, but sometimes you just don't have the energy. But I understand it now, but looking back then, I was like, oh, this bitch, like the international bitch, like you're not that girl. You think, but it's really not that. It's
But sometimes you do sit in awe and then just look at them sometimes. Because obviously with the status and the money and all of that, it elevates the drag so intensely that you just sit there in awe because of how they have kind of navigated their art, because they have to travel the world and make it so refined that every single person can understand and enjoy it.
Yeah.
the person who did that for me truly was Detox. Like I didn't even perform that gig when she was here, but she was so nice. She came to the club afterwards with the girls, and she didn't want to leave. She had a flight the morning. She didn't want to leave. She gave me her lashes.
She gave me her lashes in a Marlboro cigarette.
And she was literally, wads of cash. She was just tipping the girls who were on stage. It was just such a respect for the culture of drag, and not because we come from different parts of the world or she is more famous or whatever. It was just drag was the focal point, and that was beautiful. So there's a nice balance between what I've learned from the international girls and what
inside of that. In her contract at the time, it says that she's not going to perform the Rijirochu.
Why not? But she did perform it though.
And then we asked her on the night. And she said, yeah,
She was having a ball.
and she was like, I'm doing it live. And then she grabbed the mic. And I was like,
That was hot. That was hot.
insane. insane.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't believe that I'm on the stage. This bitch has a mic. And I'm half thinking, I am Alaska. This bitch is Tita. Kat is Roxy. Who was
Vida.
Vida?
It was Vida.
Vida was Katya. I was like, are we like in our reality right now? This is crazy.
I met Detox in the toilet of the venue.
Yeah.
And she was smoking a cigarette in the toilet.
Yeah.
And I was like, can I please stay? Of course. And I got to hold her bugle purse.
Yeah.
The purse.
You know what you did?
That was a great night.
PJ messaged me to say, you have no idea. PJ is a friend of ours that works on some of our productions.
Yeah.
In these
As a DJ.
he messaged me. He says, do you know what I'm doing right now? It's like, PJ, I am frantic. I need to get stuff done for the show.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm sitting and watching Detox transform into Detox.
Oh. Life.
I just said, thank you, PJ. I love you too. And then Detox walks in after they were done. And she walks right around the room. Joe is still in that area. And she comes back to me and she says, like what you see. Because I was all the way walking right around. I was like,
She's cunting down. She is exactly who she thinks she
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Wow.
And so polite.
Sure. It's time always not on our side,
Right.
especially when you have a good time. But I want to thank you very much for making time to come and share with us, your journey, because I believe that there are many other young ones that also would like to get what you have shared with us, when they get into the space of drag performing and also paving their way to get there. To wrap up, right? Where do we see you in the future? What's in the pipeline? What's coming? What are you cooking? Okay. Looks like there's a lot happening. Okay. Looks like we must brace ourselves for we are
We have to be careful what we say.
and chain to the rhythm. I am chained to the rhythm. And
It's okay.
No, I think this is a very difficult question to answer because it's so inconsistent. Life is so inconsistently changing, but in good ways, that you kind of have to just be open for whatever
yeah.
comes your way. And I think that is what I see in my future is being ready for anything that serves me and that I can serve, and we can produce something that is meaningful and
Yeah.
has purpose to not just myself, but the people involved and the people experiencing it. That is my goal. I come from an occupational therapy background, so meaning and purpose is always applied to anything I do. So that's what I'm preparing myself with, just to be ready. There's so much opportunities coming next year with Drag Race South Africa being announced, which is something I'd obviously love to do. Sponsor me at Inappropriate on Instagram, so please give me a but
But say que sukta at Manila von Teez and Ciora Desiree.
say what's it? You better
Is Manila hosting? Are you hosting? We're voting for you to host.
No, I'm actually at a place now where I think let me just rather enter and showcase my talent.
She just want to win.
Makes sense though. Makes sense.
No, because I don't feel like I'm gonna showcase my full capacity as a host.
You know what?
Not gonna.
One thing that I appreciate about you is you understand who you are and what you are about. Because a lot of us have made noise to say you should host. And I really respect you for saying no. Actually, I am this talent, not that talent.
Yeah.
Because many times we follow the noise that comes and we miss what we are really about.
And the thing is it's more longevity.
Yeah.
Because there's a bigger goal.
Right?
It's not just hosting at this point. It's also what can a person of color from South Africa that probably never thought that anything could happen to them
Right.
be viewed on a worldwide.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is your view. This is most of our views now, because this has literally just broadened our whole eyes to a new, and I call it literally, I call it,
Narnia.
no, I
feels
call
like
it my
Narnia.
Skyfall by Adele. when I listen to the song, it literally feels like you listen when you get to a place and then you literally have to shatter that barrier in order for you to realize a broader barrier. And then when you get there, then you realize, oh, sure, but there is more even to rise above it. Then you need to break that barrier. But then you realize that you're there and you look down and the amount of dauntingness that goes through your head because of how far
Who do you
are.
hope should host?
Nathaniel.
No. If anyone,
Yeah.
this could be wild. I could see Richie Missy hosting.
Wow. Oh, interesting choice. It never crossed my
I can see
mind,
Richie
right?
Missy
I can see him being a judge.
Now I can see him as a judge, but if I'm not hosting, then I can see him as a
The host.
I can see him as a host. I can see as far as. But now he's not gonna be in drag. And I don't know if he's gonna be in drag. But now that's just the thing.
But also
person
maybe
needs
you
to be in
can have
drag.
like moments of him being in drag. That could work.
I don't think the international audience would expect someone who's not going to be in.
in drag. That's what I'm thinking.
So we need someone who is like an established queen.
Yeah.
It would be preferable if it was a person of color.
Said that big.
100%.
Said that.
It did.
Not because politics, but because it just makes sense.
But also
a representation of Africa.
Exactly.
yes, yes, but also know our culture because yes, we have this big multicultural people. We also have another tribe within that, which is LGBTI people. So you have to navigate also that because we speak a totally different language to queer black people. We speak a total different language to queer white people.
Yeah.
So it would vary. So it needs to be someone that also is very clued up on even that topic. You know, understanding our language.
Yeah.
And understanding how diverse our language is and how we navigate one another.
Manila, let's close with your message to drag queens out there, whether already in the game or the young ones that are coming in. What is it that you'd like to share with them as we close?
Don't do it. Now, I always say, get time to know yourself. Get a lot of time to get to know yourselves because oftentimes this is spaces and situations that you can lose yourself in so quickly and so fast. And because the entertainment industry is such a cutthroat place, you need to have a thick skin. So before you even think about putting on a wig Mustang, know that you have either thick skin, know that you have work ethic, know that you want to do this for the purpose of wanting there to be a future for the next generation.
Wow, incredible. There you have it.
Notable, was it in her last moments in time?
No, this is for the legacy queen.
Exactly.
But so are you.
I mean, if I'm gonna have to answer because I want to, I think to me it's Reinventing. It's DIY, do it yourself.
Yeah.
I think at the core we are protecting an art form just as much as we are creating an industry. So it is important that you understand at a grassroots level the art form needs to survive. So the only way that can happen is if we have individual creatives who are interested in delving into every single facet of what drag can provide for you, because it's gratuitous. It's a lot.
Yes.
It's a beautiful art form, and I don't want that to die out. So I think that's always my message. Just do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Individuality.
There you have it from phenomenal drag performers Inappropriate, Manila von Teez. I hope that you have found it to be not only informative, but it has been thought-provoking for me. And I hope that it also challenges you to do something if you really want to be a performer. But also, let's embrace drag performance. Let's go support those shows when they curate them, because there's a lot of work that goes behind it, and they deserve that kind of support. They are that kind of talent that deserves to be supported at all levels, whether in Joburg or in Cape Town, Durban, anyway around the world. You can follow them on their social media platforms. Inappropriate
It will be
Manila
at
von Teez.
INA_PRO. You can just search PRO because that means I'm a professional. If you want to search Manila, it's at MAN because she's a man.
Until next time, stay tuned.